on the spot. We get the latest coming to PlayStation Network, check in with the Start Select crew for the UK 3DS launch, Sophia demos LEGO Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars on the Wii, and Seth Killian drops in for a last look at Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition on the 3DS. Today on the spot.
Hello everybody and welcome to Today on the Spot for Saturday, March 26, 2011. I am your host, Sean McInnes, and we are mixing up the show a little bit today. We've got a big live show coming up and we're sort of stretching our legs, testing the waters here to, try out some different formats and try out some new things in preparation. I've got Tor Thorson from News here, who's here to tell us all the latest headlines. Tor, what's up in the world of video games?
Well, I guess the big story right now is there was some worry that Homefront wasn't going to do so well after the game came out last week. THQ lost 21% of its value in a single day because of the reviews. Right now it's trending, it's a 70 out of 100 on Metacritic. Mm-hmm. So to kind of assuage people, THQ announced, it sold 375,000 units on its first day. And then now they've announced that it's actually already sold over 1 million units and already on shipments of 2.4 million units globally.
Pretty good. Yeah,
it's pretty good. And right now, and then analysts are already saying that once all the dust settles and the final tallies are in, that it's going to sell over 3 million units worldwide.
Sounds like a legitimate hit.
It is a legitimate hit. Reviews are a bit iffy. We gave it 7 out of 10, but they've already intimated that a sequel's already in the pre-planning stages. So, big hit for THQ. In other news, NPD released its top 10 list for the highest grossing games of all time, not by units. The top game by units is Call of Duty Black Ops in the US. These are US numbers only, by the way. So the top game in the US is Call of Duty Black Ops with 13.7 million units sold, but the top grossing game ever is still Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock with $830.9 million in the grossed. And then there's also number 2 is Black Ops, which didn't come with a plastic guitar peripheral, and that's 787.4 million. In third is Wii Fit with 736.6 million. In fourth is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 with 713.6 million. And then in fifth is Rock Band with $670.7 million. So those are all kind of, if you wanted to know how your favorite games did. Also on the chart are Wii Play, Guitar Hero World Tour, Wii Fit Plus, Mario Kart Wii, and Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So basically, it's all games with peripherals except for the Call of Duties.
Yeah, interesting.
Which sold like that. In other news, it's kind of weird news. The Weinstein Company, they're famous for their art house films. Guys used to run Miramax, and they are going to getting into games, which is kind of strange to say the least. They most recently distributed The King's Speech, so we can't wait to see the.
That's going to make a great game of some kind.
Yeah, a first-person shooter. I hope. Shoot the king, make him stop stuttering. There's also another distributor called Dimension Films, which was run by Bob Weinstein for a long time, and they're getting their catalog of titles, and that includes Scream, Hellraiser, Halloween, Scary Movie, Children of the Corn, and Grindhouse. So some
more action-oriented fare.
Yeah, well, maybe a good horror survival game out of one of those, or Grindhouse maybe, make a good action movie with the car hanging on the car hoods. I don't know what's going on. But so they said they're making games for mobile, social, and console platforms, and their association with external partners, but they haven't named any publishers just yet. In other news, last but not least, the famed PS3 hacker George Hotz has left the country. He hasn't fled the country, he says, but he's in the middle of he's the subject of a lawsuit right now by Sony, which is trying to. He jailbroke the PS3 and posted how to do it online and instructions on how to do it. So they're suing him for violation of the terms of service agreement and wanting to get a lot of money out of him. And they demanded some hard drives. And then he apparently left the country and it's Sony's contention he took some of the hard drive components with him.
Oh yeah.
But he just claims, he put out a statement saying, "I'm just on vacation." His exact words are, I mean, it's spring break. Hacking isn't my life. So he's in South America on some beach, drinking pina coladas, woohoo, while Sony fumes and stuff. He said he's coming back. But anyway, So that was kind of interesting too, because everyone thought he fled the country, but he's just claiming he's on vacation.
I hope it's a nice long vacation for his sake.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, well that's about it from the news desk.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Tor. Now on the subject of news, the Start Select crew actually covered the 3DS launch for us over in London. Let's have a look at that right now.
This is Jane Douglas for GameSpot. We're here at the London launch event for the Nintendo 3DS. It's been a year since it was announced, about a month since it came out in Japan, and now there's just an hour or two to go before this guy is out in the wild here in the UK. We're here at the midnight launch to talk to the fans who just couldn't wait till morning to press their cash into Nintendo's hands so they could scamper off and play Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition, Nintendogs and Cats, and Pilot Wings and the rest. So let's go talk to them.
Number 51.
How long have you been queuing for?
Since 6.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
How long have you been waiting for?
Just about 5 hours now.
Okay, it's not too bad. And have you wandered off, or have you been here the whole time?
Been here the whole time.
Okay, and I've just seen this. Check this out.
He goes with him.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so you're all picking up 3DSs tonight. What are the launch games you're going to be buying?
Street Fighter. What Street Fighter, same as well?
Street Fighter.
Titles.
Street Fighter. Pick up Street Fighter and Blue 3DS.
Like this one?
Like this one, yeah.
I'm going for Ridge Racer and probably Splinter Cell as well.
All right, and which are you looking forward to in the near future?
It's got to be Ocarina of Time. Everyone loves Zelda.
And you're taking a hit on the exchange rate to pick up a 3DS tonight, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a hit. I'm actually here to hopefully meet Ono and get my fight stick signed.
Okay, so which of the launch games are you picking up tonight? Obviously Street Fighter.
That's pretty much it because of that exchange rate, but you know, I'm really here just to really experience this, and it's kind of fun to be out in London and do this. My friends are at the Union Square in New York, so we're all doing this, but in different time zones and in different areas.
Okay, now we're talking to Marwan, who is number 1 in the queue and has been here since
1 a.m.
And how do you feel about that? Are you tired?
Tired, but I'm buzzing at the moment. The vibe's really great around here, atmosphere's cool, so just really happy to be here.
What do you make of the 3D?
I was first skeptical about it, but on the 3DS, it's surprisingly amazing. Nintendo's just brought a new depth to the gaming, great experience, and they just pushed the boundaries, so can't wait for them to bring out a AAA title and really show what it can do.
Okay, now we're here with Yoshinori Ono. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for coming here. Now it's very exciting now.
Okay, we've been talking to the people in the queue, and Street Fighter is apparently the most anticipated game on the 3DS. How does that feel?
In Japan, Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition was the third most sold title, so I hope that in the UK it does just as well as Nintendogs perhaps. So maybe first, perhaps second.
Okay, for people who haven't played Street Fighter on the 3DS yet, what features should they be most excited about in the 3DS?
We've designed this game with the concept of being able to play with anyone at any time you want, and this fits right in with the philosophy of 3DS design. So hopefully if you've never played the game, you can just pick it up and start playing as if you've known Street Fighter from the very beginning. Being a portable console, obviously the size of the screen is limited, so perhaps the only way to overcome that is with the 3D and adding depth to the picture. In doing so, there'll be games coming up by us and other developers that exploits the feature to the full, and we'll be seeing things that have never been experienced in games history before.
It's officially been launched.
Okay, that's it. Nintendo's glasses-free 3D handheld console is a go. Is this going to be the gateway drug that gets the mainstream hooked on stereoscopic 3D gaming? Or are we going to be looking back on this in a couple of years as just another 3D folly? Time will tell, but for now, pre-orders are through the roof. I've got Ono-san on my 3DS, And these guys here, they seem pretty jazzed about the whole deal. So keep it GameSpot for more on the 3DS, and we'll catch you next time.
Game Demo!
All right, thanks to you guys in the UK for that update on the 3DS. Now, guys, I believe I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show that we have just a ridiculous amount of trivia giveaways for you guys later on. The big one is obviously this guy right here, which is the Halo Reach Legendary Edition Bundle. We've got not one, but two of these that we're gonna give away. I think Sophia just like found them under her desk or something.
Yes, that's it. They come with Defiant map pack codes as well.
Yes, so even better. Not only that, we've also got some of these Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition posters to give away that come with these really sweet lanyards here, which will be explained in a demo later on. And oddly enough, that's only half of the prizes that we're going to give away. Sophia, what else do we have?
We also have Alien vs. Predator as well as Bayonetta codes to give away. The full game, they are out on Games on Demand on Xbox Live, so we got some codes to share with you guys.
Cool, so all of that coming up at the end of the program, but first it's time to launch into the first daily demo that we've got on the show today, which is, Sophia, tell us?
Lego Star Wars 3 The Clone Wars.
So I needed to have you say the title because I keep messing it up. We've got the game right here, so let's just jump into it.
Okay, let's just jump in. So the game is out already, but you guys seem to like Lego Star Wars, so we figured we'd do a quick demo just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. It is on the Wii, so Sean and I are playing with our Wii remotes. There is optional like waggling, or I think you get more studs that way, but you don't have to.
Okay.
So this is that big battle on Geonosis, where, so the game kind of picks up where the Attack of the Clones movie, like somewhere in the middle, like when they're in that stadium. So it kind of picks up from there and then continues with the animated series. So if you guys have been watching that, you'll find all of this very familiar. So we're just kind of running along. One of the big things that Traveler Tales wanted to do with this game is that it's so big. Like you notice like the background, there's all these guys there. Did you just take off into that
Maybe.
Like, where are you going?
That happened?
So they wanted to focus on epic space battles because that is why we love Star Wars, right?
Exactly.
Lightsabers and epic space battles.
And also Ewoks for some people.
Yeah,
cool.
I like the Ewoks. But yeah, like it's pretty crazy. Like the graphics have been updated for this. Like the engine is updated. Like you can see like the background like a little more realistic, but with the Lego pieces, and you got some crazy. I don't know all the terminology for these tanks, but you can get in them and use them.
I think Sophia, what you're trying to say is that the game has a lot of graphics.
It does.
There are so many graphics in this game.
So I'm in one of the, yeah. But it's kind of fun to just like mess around. I know my little cousin loves the Lego series.
Yeah, it's that sort of signature Lego style, which is, it's basically impossible to die.
Yeah, if you do, it's
so
okay.
it's like fun, casual, very simple.
Hey, I'm in this walker thing. I'm just like this giant beetle, like. But yeah, if we move apart, like that dynamic split screen will show up. So you can stomp on things. I don't just walk over these droids. Oops, excuse me.
I think it's commanding you to destroy all the buildings.
Oh, right.
We should maybe head up in this direction. Have
Where
you,
the bubble
based
is.
on what you've seen of this game in the past, what are the other levels like? Are they all these sort of like big, epic battle scenes?
No, they're a little different because I think another new kind of feature to this Lego Star Wars is that they wanted that scene selection. So like in the Star Wars movie, you'll always have like one team going, off on one planet and the other team is doing something else. So they want to do the scene swap where, if you're playing with a friend, one person will be like inside a bunker and the other person's outside trying to do something else. So you guys are in totally different scenes. Not like here where we're both playing like in the same plane. So they kind of wanted to emphasize that to, I guess, go with the storytelling and be, more realistic or true to the series.
I think I just lowered the shield on this building. Now I'm going to just destroy the crap out of it.
Okay. So at least you're focusing on doing something. I'm just running around aimlessly at this point.
Hulk smash!
I'll just kill these guys. But yeah, I do like the option that you can waggle or use buttons because, yeah, if kids want to waggle, they can, and they'll earn extra studs for it. So there are benefits to it if you like, but you don't have to.
You can waggle if you want.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop you from waggling or force you to waggle.
I think most games should probably have that feature. Why go optional?
Obviously, this is the Nintendo Wii Entertainment System version, but this game's out multi-platform, right?
It is, and we actually have a review of the 3DS version out already. So yeah, it's on all platforms. It's already out. So if you're a fan of Lego Star Wars, go check it out.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot, Sophia Ton.
No problems.
All right, so now carrying on with the rest of the show, let's take a look at this week on PlayStation Network.
This week on PlayStation Network, in downloadable games, it's a hard knock life in Swarm. Take control of 50 blue morons and save them from themselves. Run, bash, huddle, boost, stack, jump, push, and throw your way through a ridiculously dangerous world in your attempt to ensure that at least one survives. Then grab a glowing controller and try PlayStation Move Heroes. Choose from 6 legendary heroes and save planets against various galactic forces of evil. Speaking of evil, next you can beat them or join them in DC Universe Online. Fight alongside or against your favorite DC comic characters as you build your legacy. Work to save or destroy Gotham and Metropolis. The first 30 days of gameplay are free with purchase. Lastly, in downloadable games is Ghostbusters Sanctum of Slime. Join 4 rookie Ghostbusters as they battle with a medley of weapons both on foot or in the Ecto 4-wheel drive. Vanquish the supernatural alone, or team up with friends in local or online co-op. Still unafraid? There's a demo. Also in game demos this week, take control of the wrestling greats in WWE All-Stars, featuring your favorite colorful WWE legends of the past and larger-than-life WWE superstars of today. In game add-ons, U-Star 2 gives you new content including This is Sparta, Life is Like a Box of Chocolates, and scenes from Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan. In game trailers, gaze at the Ghostbusters Sanctum of Slime launch trailer, the Back to the Future of the Game Episode 2 trailer, Red Faction Armageddon A New Threat trailer, and the infamous 2 Karma trailer. That's all the time we have, folks. Join us next week for more This Week on PlayStation Network.
Game Demo.
Hey everybody, it's Ricardo, and I am here with Seth Killian from Capcom, and we are talking about Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition, which is out on the 3DS. So Seth, you guys have brought it by. We had a check at the import version. This is now in English, which is good. So talk to us about the different modes and whatnot for folks that haven't been following it.
Okay, well, I mean, the great news about 3D Edition with Super Street Fighter 4 is it's basically everything that you might be hoping for from the sort of console experience transferred into a handheld, but with a lot of fun extra new features that really show off the 3D editions.
So one thing that we should point out before we start diving into all this footage of Street Fighter is that obviously for the folks at home that don't have the special Nintendo hardware in your computer, in terms of like the 2 stacked screens, this is not going to look 3D if we were showing you 3D footage. So what we've done is we're basically pulling 2D footage of the 3D game just so you can see the visual quality. You're not getting any 3D effect, and we do apologize, but we're still working on ways to show that off too. But for right now, you're just going to believe us. This is hecka 3D. Am I right?
Beautiful.
There you go.
So we've got our arcade, it's a standard versus the computer. Our versus, 3D versus, which is sort of a new dynamic over-the-shoulder view, where really sort of it's almost like a third-person shooter, and really lets the 3D camera pop in a great way. Internet Match, of course, will be the only game at launch to have global online, so you can play wirelessly, local, or anybody around the world.
I can verify that. I was playing with the Japanese version, and I was playing people in Japan.
Challenge modes, things you remember like the Car Crusher and Barrel Crusher are both in there as well, beating up the car and the barrels. The training stage with all its great options, so if you want to get in there and practice your combos or setups or techniques, we've got the full featured training mode. Player data, of course, your records and things like that. And then figurine collection is a great new feature for the 3DS. Fun little thing, collectible mini games. There's hundreds and hundreds of figures that you can unlock in the game, and they all have little stats, and you can assemble like a team of your figures and actually battle against other people and their figures. And you can do this in Street Pass mode, which means we don't have to actually do anything. We can just be walking around, pass each other on the street, whatever it might be, at a show, at a tournament, and we'll battle. And then I can open it up later and see what the result of that battle was, how my figures did. And you can also assign your statistics to the figures and move their stats around a little bit. So it's just a fun little mini game, but you can also trade the figures, and it's pretty cool.
Do you win anything if you defeat someone? It's not like Pokemon, right, where you're just earning everybody's?
You actually do earn points and things like that. So what you can do is use those points to get new figurines. There are also exclusive figurines once in a while. If you happen to go to maybe a special Capcom event or something like that, we may hand out a special code for a unique like gold Chun-Li figurine.
Is this foreshadowing?
It's actually already happened once. It's something in Japan, and we're going to be doing it pretty regularly as we roll this out. So keep your eyes peeled for some of those exclusive figurines, and then the only way to get those afterwards is to trade with somebody who might already have them.
All right.
But cool
Now,
stuff.
As far as the actual game goes, this is the Super Street Fighter that we know. From a gameplay standpoint, what about the visuals?
Visuals are, I really think they speak for themselves. So you don't need to, I don't need to sell it, I hope. I think it really looks beautiful. Nintendo's been super supportive of the product. We're really proud of what we were able to do, and we really spent a lot of time tweaking not just the visuals for the particular 3D, the 3DS unit, but also to get the 3D and the angles to really pop. So I think it really creates a great overall experience. We've had amazing feedback from everybody who's seen it so far. And you can try the dynamic 3D view to really see that in full action. And then I usually switch back to the sort of traditional 2D mode, or side to side. It still has full 3D effects, but it's in sort of traditional side to side view.
Now, in terms of just content, with all the costumes and whatnot that we know from Super Street Fighter, it's all here.
It is, in fact. So you've got actually costumes that were formerly downloadable. Additional content are now included right from the start. So you get your 2 alternate costumes right out of the gates. All the characters are unlocked right from the start, and so no messing around with that. You have selectable ultra combos, everything you'll remember.
Nice. Now, have to point out that it's possible to use the touchscreen to do some modes. You want to talk to us about how that could be good or bad when you're playing online, for example?
Sure, totally. So one of the fun things about this game is that you've got not just sort of the traditional, of course, all your traditional inputs work. So if you want to do a fireball with quarter circle forward and hit the button at the right time, all that's still there, and that's available in every mode. But what we also have done is to tweak the controls specifically for the 3DS using the touch panel. It's split into 4 sections, so you have 4 buttons that are completely customizable by you. And in a simple mode, or the light mode as we call it, you can assign special moves, even super combos or ultra combos, directly to that touch panel. So when they become available, if you have enough meter, whatever it might be, you can just touch that and execute at the touch of a button, which is really fantastic for new players. Crusty old timers like me will sort of frown about that, but I gotta say, I spend a lot of time in that mode and have a lot of fun because there's, whatever. I've struggled to do my standing 720s with Zangief. I don't struggle anymore. I've got it at the touch of a button. But again, if you don't want to play those guys online, like you were mentioning, you've got an option to select. So you can say, I don't care, I'll play against anybody, or I'd prefer to only play against people in pro mode like me who are using, the traditional special move inputs, or, I want to play only against other light mode players. So it's up to you.
Now, one of the DS-specific features of this game does take advantage of the crazy pedometer coin thing that they've built into it. So for folks that know Street Fighter, you're earning points as you're playing, and that kind of increases your level. But you now have figure points, which you use to get, 500 figurines or something?
A lot, yeah. And you can basically, use play coins. You can convert those directly into points that you can use for the in-game figurines, which is pretty cool.
Now, one thing that you'd probably be willing to share is the game itself, and it seems like there is a demo for somebody that's got the game with friends that don't have it. So how does that going to work?
So basically, you go into the download play option menu, or menu option, and then it's really simple. So I can basically just send the game to you, even if you haven't got it, and actually I can send it to somebody else. So it's a limited version of the game, but you can play versus mode with Ryu only. But you can actually play against me if I have the game and I've shared with you. But if I share with you and another one of your friends that doesn't have it, I could actually leave and you guys could still play each other as long as you're content to play Ryu. But that's it's really fun. So I can walk away and you guys can play that on your own, and it's the full experience. So it's really great.
Now, for folks that do want this, you're here to pimp the fact that while you can get this in stores, there's other options for people, and they get something kind of snazzy for their neck.
Oh yeah, we've got, one of our most popular items. People always ask us for Capcom lanyards. So we've got a great Capcom lanyard with some of Ryu's kanji on here, and a nice little lenticular card here, and it will also hold on to your 3DS. So it's a gift with purchase at the Capcom store. Definitely check it out. Good people.
Nice. All right, well, thank you, Seth. And there you go. That is your last look at Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition for the 3DS, because as of tomorrow, that thing is out.
Out everywhere.
Out everywhere. If you really are set on the lanyard, you got to hit Capcom up for that and get it on their online store. And I'm sure you guys will have those for a little while yet.
I wouldn't wait too long if I was you.
All right, well, there you go. Act now. Well, so the game is going to be out tomorrow along with the hardware, so be sure and check the site for a full review, which we've got, as well as a bunch of information on the 3DS. But until then, back to the show.
All right, everybody, it is that moment that you've all been waiting for. It's time to give away some trivia goodies. So let's start with the Halo Reach Legendary Edition bundle. Again, we have 2 of these, not just this one, we've got a second one. The question I've got for you for this guy is, well, not a question, it's actually just a statement. Name all 6 members of Noble Team. So that's for the Halo Reach Legendary Edition bundle, which also comes with the Defiant Map Pack. Trivia collection number 2, the Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition posters, which come with the lanyard. The question is, how many selectable characters are there in Super Street Fighter 4 3D Edition? How many selectable characters are in the game? Sophia?
Okay, moving on to Alien versus Predator codes. Now, let us know who would win in a fight, Alien or Predator? And then for Bayonetta codes, the question I have for you guys is, what is Bayonetta's suit made out of? Now, if you have the answer for any of these trivia questions, please email us at onthespot@gamespot.com or submit your answer in the answer trivia module to the side of the page. All right, now if we didn't have enough prizes to give away today, we have more coming up next week. The XSEED guys are coming by. They're going to be giving away copies of Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, and we also have the Cydia prizes. There's going to be some collectible figurines as well as the Cydia prologue codes, so stay tuned for that.
We're giving away so much stuff that we're pretty much at the point where we're just going to give away this desk, and I'll give away Sophia. One of you guys can win Sophia. So a lot of stuff to give away. That's not actually going to happen. Guys, if you haven't checked out our 3DS coverage on the site, please do. We put up a lot of 3DS reviews this week, so that's obviously the big thing that's going on. Next week, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but we may, in fact, have a live show coming your way. Ooh. No promises, but that's what the rumor mill is telling me. Interesting. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching this episode of the show. I'm Sean McInnes.
I'm Sophia Tong.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Welcome to Today on the Spot with Charlie Rose.
There's a floating head right here.
Also, that's a ghost. The ghost of Thor.
Why did you kill me?